What is that?
It's my bone.
God damn it, Cartman!
How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Darcy?
Holy shit, dude.
Mayor, the geologist is here to see you.
My geologist? Now? Tell him the infection is fine and I don't need another checkup.
No, Mayor, that's a gynecologist. A geologist studies the Earth.
Don't you think I know that? How dare you insult my intellect? I went to Princeton, for God's sake. You get out of my office.
I'm not in your office, Mayor. I'm talking to you through a speaker.
Just send in the geometrist.
Geologist.
You are fired, buddy!
Thank you, Mayor. It's been great working for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome fucking back and hot today to another edition, not suitable for kids, of Suck My Balls.
Suck my balls.
Suck My Balls, a South Park review. Right here on multiple platforms. Find us. Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, probably some weird website in another country that I don't know the name of, but if I'm there and you are listening to hell yeah, you big hair. It's
Pretty sweet.
Of course, my name is Matthew Schaffer. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. You can follow our show on social media at Suck My Balls Pod on Twitter and Instagram, as well as on Facebook at South Park Pod. And if you feel so inclined, shoot us an email at suckmyballspod@gmail.com. Each and every week, I am joined by my co-host here as we embark and continue to go down to South Park's historic episodes one by one in order. And tonight we have a treat for you because all you've got to do is duck and cover. Tom out, Steve Jackson.
Duck and cover. That's right.
That's right, buddy. Tonight we're doing the episode that is known as Volcano. Now, I'm sure I'm going to have to put up a post again. I know you're not on social media, so you don't see sometimes all the things I have to, have to read and post. Want to make disclaimers for individuals, such as the fact that we understand that technically Weight Gain 4000 aired as episode 3, and technically Volcano aired as episode 2. So I will have to, of course, put a disclaimer once again in the title and the description on all of our posts, so that way people understand and I don't get that feedback where they're like, excuse me, you're wrong, all right?
Dick, you got that wrong. Yeah.
You're lying, and I don't appreciate that. At all. But tonight we are going to be reviewing Volcano, which is, of course, the third episode. Now, before we get started here, tell me your thoughts as you watched Volcano this evening.
It brought me flashbacks of Dante's Peak and the movie Volcano, which, like Trey and Matt, they hated. I absolutely despised and hated those movies. And this satirical take on it, the duck and cover, too. It's just, oh, man.
Dante's Peak, give us some background, maybe some of our younger viewers. What is Dante's Peak?
Dante's Peak came out in 1997, for all those that don't know. It was, what was his name that played James Bond? It was one of his non-James Bond movies. It wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. It wasn't.
Go on, sir.
And same with Volcano was around the same time, I think 98 or maybe before. I'm not sure. One of them was before the other, but Volcano had Tommy Lee Jones, and there was a volcano that erupted in the middle of Las Vegas, I think it was, or somewhere, and that was just stupid.
would you say it's safe to say that there was like a, I don't know, like a trend going on right now, or at that point in time within the entertainment industry via maybe, I don't know, television or movies where they were like demonstrating volcanic disasters as part of storylines or overall arcs?
Yeah, it was actually pretty popular back then. Like major disaster-esque type. And volcanoes was, they're pretty horrifying too, because if you think about it, Yellowstone is a super volcano that if it ever erupted, I mean, this whole part of the country is pretty much screwed. We're fucked.
What?
So,
At the West Coast or?
Like the whole country. Yellowstone will it could pretty much decimate the entire United States.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's
big shit.
That's what those movies, they played on those fears back in 97 and 98, around those times. A lot of those things were scary because we were having more technology to go and look at things like that, and so people were like, ooh,
just like that.
Yeah.
Did you make any what's the word, like any volcanoes in school, science projects as a kid growing up? Was that a big thing for you at all?
No, I went with the potatoes. I always ended up making electricity with potatoes.
Kind of lame. Why?
Well, you can make actual electricity. I used 7 potatoes to light a light bulb, while you just used baking soda to make your volcano erupt. Ooh.
I also used food coloring.
Oh.
Okay. All right. And okay, I went further. I put a little sand around the base of the volcano so that way it would absorb and create a different color effect. Bitch.
Got him.
Got it.
Professional right here.
That's right. All right, so we got South Park Volcano. Let's talk about this episode. All right, so this is the 3rd episode. This is how it's recognized, as we said, of the 1st season of the American animated television series South Park, originally aired on August 27th, 1997. Now, the premise of this episode is we see Stan, Kyle, Cartman, Kenny go on a hunting trip with Stan's Uncle Jimbo and his war buddy, Ned.
Jimbo.
You don't want to do that. So, of course, the overall arc of the show is while on the trip, Stan is frustrated by his inability to shoot a living creature. Cartman tries to scare the hunting party with tales of a creature named Scuzzlebutt. And as well as, of course, in the title, there is a volcano approaching. Now, this was written by Trey and Matt, inspired by the 1997 disaster films Volcano and Dante's Peak. So good call, Mr. Ian. You clearly understood what they were going for. Both of which Parker and Stone strongly disliked. The plot was also based on the large amount of hunting Parker and Stone witnessed while growing up in Colorado. Dan's hesitation about the sport mirrors Parker's real-life feelings about hunting, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I guess it's interesting to know that Trey Parker is not a fan of hunting itself. When I was 16, Ian, I got moved to Montana. My parents moved me all the way from Los Angeles, California, LA County, Canoga Park to be exact. And we moved on up to the northern side, the Big Sky, Montana, right as I was a junior in high school. And I went hunting for the first time. Because, you don't go hunting really like if you're in California in the city, right? Like,
right.
If you got a gun, you're hunting people. Like, fuck that guy up, right? You're not really doing that. You're not really hunting, right? At least in SoCal. So, I'm living in Montana. We go hunting, and I shot something. I went hunting one time, Ian. This one time, okay. And after I practiced shooting, some whatever stumps and trees and whatnot out there and the debris and whatnot. I was like, my buddy was like, you know what? It's time to shoot something for real. So we did. We shot something. And I shot a gopher. A gopher peered its head up out of the hole, and I blasted that motherfucker. And his head exploded everywhere. And I remember feeling so bad about it afterwards that I killed this
I was just about to ask.
I killed this little gopher here.
Poor little guy.
Reason. I just killed
No, poor little gopher. Poor
little gopher. Oh, me. I killed him.
He probably had a gopher son. He was like,
He had a
Daddy,
gopher family.
Daddy, why'd you kill my daddy?
You know what's even worse is I don't know if you remember watching that show. I mean, they're not related because gophers are different. But remember watching that show, PB&J on Disney? Did you ever watch that show?
PB&J.
Peanut butter and jelly. Like there was like 3 otters. I don't know why I thought these otters look like this gopher. That's what I envision is these little cartoon little otters popping up out of the fucking ground, popping it. Anyway, I'm going on a diatribe here. Hunting. Trey Parker doesn't like hunting. I'd ask you if you'd like hunting, but you're from Texas. Hunting. Well, shooting guns, drinking beer, big sky. It's alive. Yeah, right. Are you eating string cheese?
Yeah, I was. Starving. It goes down smooth, so it doesn't hurt my throat. And to answer to that, yes, I was raised as a hunter. I do know how to hunt, but I prefer to use the bow over the gun. I never made a kill with a gun. I thought it was always too easy, so I used a bow. Bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow, you said, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a funny thing. This was, of course, South Park. I would say in this episode, the main storyline with the boys is they are making light of the fact that hunters can just kill whatever they want. Right?
It's coming right for us!
Right for us. And Volcano actually received generally positive reviews and was nominated for a 1997 Environmental Media Award. So it brought attention in a comedic way that shed, light on the topic itself of gun restriction and gun use itself for hunting purposes. So slightly more than 1 million viewers watched the original broadcast. According to Nielsen ratings, the episode also featured the first appearance of some of our reoccurring characters, Ned and Dan's dad, Randy Marsh.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, we don't know that that's actually Stan's dad.
We just know it because we're South Park nerds.
Right.
The latter is also the town geologist, of course. He is established as Stan's father in later episodes. It marked the first of 2 appearances for Scuzzlebutt. Now, we say 2 because it became a popular minor character in the video game South Park 10, the game. And South Park. Now,
I've never heard of that game. I tried to look it up. It was a mobile game. We had phones back in 2006, 2007 that can play mobile games like that.
Yeah, bro. They had that. I just watched a video on it today by Nokia. It was like, remember those small little phones back in the day that were like in the shape of control almost with the screen in the middle. So like whatever's. They had like PlayStation 1 ported games. So like the capabilities for graphics were back then. They were trying to go toe to toe with Game Boy Advance.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Like the only reason why I know that is I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd about his diatribe on Tomb Raider and how they tried to port it over the PlayStation 1. But yeah, South Park 10, the game, that was for mobile phones. That came out in March of 2007. Man, I was 19 maybe? Yeah, I just turned 19 like 3 weeks prior. My birthday's in March.
Man.
Just turned 19. Like in this game, the game features 10 stages, each stage based on 1 episode from each season, 1 up to 10. Stage is made up of 3 levels and 1 bonus level unlocked by collecting a certain amount of KDP. And of course, the latter is South Park Rally, which I think is pretty explainable itself. It's a South Park racing game.
Yes. That I didn't know about.
Did you ever play the Rally game?
No, I know about it, but I never actually played it. I wanted to.
Yeah, I didn't get that one because I was disappointed after the other South Park game that I had played on the Nintendo 64 at the time.
Yeah, I remember that. It was, what one was that?
It was just like South Park, the game.
Right. And it was like blocky, and it was weird. Yeah.
Well, that and the controllers were weird, and like the game itself, like the frame rate of it was really slow, so it was constantly loading what was in front of you. So you could never really see what was in front of you. It had to like appear. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Actually had to, form. I don't know. But that being said, so that was really the only appearances besides this episode of Scuzzlebutt, who also has the leg of Mr. Guppy.
Have you ever seen Step by Step?
All right, we didn't get any emails, so if you want to email us, you can. But let's get in more in depth. So basically, Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman are going hunting with Stan's Uncle Jimbo, and basically it starts off with a drive into the mountains. This is, of course, their first time hunting.
Don't worry, Miss Carmen. We'll take good care of him. I brought my old war buddy Ned to keep things safe.
Hello, Mrs. Cartman. How are you today?
Be sure to use lots of bug spray, and if you have to poo-poo, don't wipe with poison ivy.
Dude, that's sick, man.
And I know it can get scary up in those woods, but just remember, Mommy's not far away.
Drive!
You give your mommy a kissy.
Drive the car, damn it, drive!
The episode opens up with Cartman, and he's getting kisses goodbye from his mom. They get in the car. Kenny says something along the lines of like, your mom could suck my dick or something like that, or something nasty. And I don't know what he said here. What did he say? Did you figure it out?
I think it was like something like maybe your mom could kiss my dick. That's what I got. Your mom could totally kiss my dick.
And that's why Jimbo was like, "Oh, nasty! You're dirty."
Yeah, that's a dirty boy.
Boy, and then Cartman's like, "I kick you," and then he punches him or whatever. And Jimbo's like, "That's the spirit, boys." And he's like, "Wait," like he's like, "There's two rules about it. You got to have your gun. You don't drop your beer.
You don't drop your beer."
He's like, "Uncle Jimbo, we don't drink beer." And he's like, "You don't drink beer? What?" And then Ned's like, "That's right. I don't think 9-year-olds drink beer."
Boys, I need to get serious for a minute. I want you to understand a few basic rules of hunting since this is your first time. First of all, don't ever walk with your gun unless the safety's on. Second, don't shoot anything that looks human. And third, never spill your beer in the bullet chamber.
Uncle Jimbo, we don't drink beer.
You what?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't think 8-year-old kids drink beer.
I like chocolate milk.
Well, we'll be doing plenty of drinking on this trip. After all, hunting sober is like fishing sober.
And then Jimbo's like, "Well, there'll be plenty of drinking this weekend because, hunting sober is like fishing sober."
Well, it's like fishing sober.
Like fishing sober. So they're heading up to the mountain. Now, did you notice they're like, Jimbo's like, "It'll be so nice to get out of town." And
it's like,
drive up one hill, get out of the car, and they're like, "All right, here you go. A gun, a beer, and a pack of smokes." Cartman's like, "Hey, man, I didn't get a gun." And then so like he gives him a gun. Sweet.
Okay, each of you youngins take a gun, a beer, and some smokes. Hey, I didn't get a gun. Sweet.
Sweet. Oh, God, I'm having flashbacks.
Right, that was the next part. They were, he was like, "Oh, God, it's just, I'm having flashbacks. It's just like a numb." And Ned's like, "What part were you stationed in?" Dan's like, "Don't pay him no attention. He just makes shit up." You know what I mean? So, and then Kyle starts ragging on him, and then Cartman's like, "I'll blow your fucking head. I'll blow your fucking head off." So he points the gun. It's hard to even say that in a Cartman voice. "I'll blow your fucking head off." At Kyle, and Kyle points it at him, and Jimbo says,
"Wow, that's dangerous."
No. One of the best lines of the whole episode. And Jimbo said, "Hey, whoa there, boys. You're gonna drop your beer.
Hey, look out, son. That's dangerous. You're gonna spill your beer.
Don't spill your beer.
It's dangerous.
He doesn't even care about the fact that kids are pointing loaded guns at each other. He's more obsessed with the fact that they might actually spill their beer.
That's hilarious. I love it.
So then, of course, while they're up there, hanging out, getting ready to hunt here, we pan over to Stan's dad, Randy Marsh. Randy Marsh. And he's the geologist. He's sitting at what would be considered, a machine that measures the movement of the Earth. And I
think it's a seismologist.
There you go. Like a seismotonic device that measures the movement of the Earth and whatever. And it's on a graph. It's like a lie detector test is what it looks like. It's moving up and down slowly, and then all of a sudden it starts moving up and down really fast as Randy is sitting there asleep. He gets on the phone and he calls. He's like, "Hey, the thing, yeah, it's moving real fast, up and down." And then the guy's like, and he's like, and he looks outside like,
volcano.
Volcano smoking. He's like, yeah, it's volcano. Yeah, it's smoking. Oh my god, a volcano. So then we kind of get the first rendition of the oh my god. So that was the first introduction of Randy Marsh. After that,
Mr. Marsh.
Did you cut off your bracelet?
Mr. Marsh.
So back in the woods or camping, the boys are, they want to bond, right? So they're hunting, they're shooting deers, they're shooting rabbits, they're shooting badgers, and all sorts of harmless creatures, realistically. But Jimbo tells us that it's okay to kill whatever you like, so long as you shout, "It's coming right for us!"
There's a Rocky Mountain black bear, one of the few remaining of its kind. Isn't it beautiful? My God, it's coming right for us!
Hey, it wasn't coming right for us. It was just sitting there.
Shh, not so loud. Now there's just a technicality.
What do you mean?
You see, boys, the Democrats have passed a lot of laws trying to stop us from hunting.
Democrats piss me off.
They say we can't shoot certain animals anymore unless they're posing an immediate threat. Therefore, before we shoot something, we have to say, "It's coming right for us."
Just as you pull the trigger, and then of course you cue, and like there was a couple different scenes with him. First he shoots a deer, then some gazelles come by, and he's got like a grenade launcher, and he just boom explodes it. And Stan's like, "Is this what hunting is?" Kyle says, "Is this what hunting is?" Stan says, "I guess, dude." And Cartman's like, "That's pretty sweet." What'd you think of this whole, lead up with the guns to be kind of getting the show? They basically given 9-year-olds guns, which I'm sure this still happens to this day in parts of our country, right? With southern states or in areas where hunting is a part of their way of gathering, different assortment of foods and fur, whether you be Native American, Indian, or any culture. What do you think of them, basically kind of showing guns in a positive light here? Just like the last or the next episode, however you want to look at it.
Positive? Are you sure that was positive?
I said, do you think it was positive? Or,
okay.
For your,
all right.
I think that they were showcasing guns in a positive way. No?
Yeah. So I know in parts in Alaska, I know you can learn to shoot really early, 7 or 8. Marley knows about some gun safety. She's 9. I've taught her a little bit about gun safety.
Alaska? Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, because Alaska's wild.
I wouldn't hate on you, of course, for teaching your own kid. That's your choice as an adult, right? That's not systemically society. But goddamn, Alaska's just teaching it. That's crazy. Go ahead.
It's pretty big in Texas too to see little kids know how to shoot guns, and same out here with Mormons and their guns. Man, So, man, I went to this. Jason, my boss, he invited me over to this Bullets and Burritos. Little 7, 8-year-olds running around, shooting downrange with a gun, hitting pretty accurately on the target, too. So,
why is it that Mormons like to always name their themes like bullets and burritos? Like I went to a friend's wrestling show one time, or like a wrestling party, and he was Mormon. All his friends are Mormon. They called it wrestling and wings. I was like, okay, and then he just said bullets and burritos. I was like, what is going on? Gotta have a theme for the party.
And they had like little flyers too that they handed out. It had bullets in the burrito. It was pretty funny.
Well, continuing on there, basically they killed a lot of animals. Is what they were starting. I mean,
coming right for us.
Jimbo's shooting birds out of the sky. He just straight up looks up, bird. Not holding anything back, just go and kill whatever I want to kill. It's fine. But eventually it breaks down. They're on the hunt, or they see a rabbit, right? So they're like, let's move then. And Carmen's like, I'm having flashbacks here.
Move! Is this hunting? I guess so.
Dude, I'm starting to have flashbacks.
What?
Danforth, pull up flank. Look out for Charlies up in the trees.
This one's yours, Stan. It's coming right for us.
It's coming right for us.
Shoot it, Stan.
I got your back, soldier.
I can't.
What's wrong with you?
I don't want to shoot the bunny.
What the hell are you talking about? You don't want to shoot the bunny. You're babbling. You're not making any sense. You're hysterical.
I'm not hysterical. I just don't want to shoot the bunny.
No nephew of mine is going to be a tree hugger.
Yeah, hippie. Go back to Woodstock if you can't shoot anything.
I can shoot you, fat ass.
I can shoot you too.
I'll kill you.
I'll fill you full of lead.
Take it to the left, man.
I got your back.
I got your back, soldier. Carmen's really into this whole. He's in it now. This also will not be the first time that South Park references Nam, because they do a whole episode in the future, if you will, Daddy, with which revolves around Jesus and his quest for ratings episode. Remember? And like Mexican frog of Sri Lanka. In that episode, like they get there.
Oh yeah.
They asked them what it was like in Nam in the beginning, and we didn't have a carousel. All we had was a log ride.
All they had was a log ride.
Anyway, back to this episode. So it transpires that Stan doesn't feel the need to kill heartless animals. Like they're moving throughout the episode. They're trying to kill the bunny, and he's like, I can't do it. He's like, what? He's like, I can't kill the bunny. I don't want
it. And that's when Kenny steps forward and I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, Kenny in this episode is definitely a badass, isn't he?
Right, definitely. So it's a side of Kenny that we don't normally get to see. Like the other episode that I like to compare this one to is the one where he dies and has to play the game console in heaven, where he's basically Neo for the Matrix. And he has to play the game to beat the armies of hell.
Don't have souls. I'm just kidding. I want to live.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
As we mentioned, so elsewhere now, Stan's father is alerting the mayor that a nearby volcano is showing signs of activity. He's got a graph, and it's got like regular, and then at the top, it's what is
totally screwed.
Totally screwed is what it says. So, this all leads the residents of South Park now to rally round in an attempt to rescue the 4 children trapped up in the mountains.
God!
Mayor, some of the school children are up camping on that mountain right now.
Oh, this is big. Johnson, are you there?
You just fired Johnson, Mayor. I'm his replacement, Ted.
Ted, we have got a major crisis here. I want you to get on the phone and call Inside Edition, Rescue 911, and Entertainment Tonight. You better get my stylist on the phone, too. Don't worry, things are under control.
That lies in the volcano's shadow. So They kind of go back and forth to the hunting here because they're out hunting, right? And they're like, at first they're around the fire, and like he's trying to give him some whiskey, and he's like, we don't drink. That tastes like piss. Yeah, Cartman's piss.
You would drink my piss.
You would drink that piss. And then Kenny drinks some gasoline, like a boss. Like,
God damn, now that's a dirty boy.
boy, Kenny just no fucks given. They're telling scary stories, right? And like Jimbo's telling his story, and then Cartman started telling his story. He had big eyes, and where he was supposed to have a hand, instead of a hand, he had a piece of celery. A piece of celery?
That's right, guys.
And instead of a leg, Patrick Duffy.
Hey, you guys. I know a scary story.
Shut up, Cartman. You can't scare anybody.
Oh, yeah? Have you guys ever heard of Scuzzlebutt?
What'lebutt?
Scuzzlebutt is a creature that lives up on this very mountain and kills anybody who dares climb to the top.
Why?
Because it loves the taste of blood and likes to add pieces to its deformed body.
Deformed how?
Well, on his left arm, instead of a hand, he has
a hook, a knife.
No, a piece of celery.
Celery?
Yes, and he walks with a limp because one of his legs is missing. And where his legs should be, there's nothing but Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy's not scary. Have you seen Step by Step?
Did you see that? See how he said it with such conviction. Have you seen that? No, but it's interesting. I liked Step by Step as a kid. Did you ever watch that show?
Yes, I liked it too.
Step by step, day by day. Dude, Suzanne Summers was hot in that show.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, the mom. I just saw her on ABC because I work for a local affiliate, right, at a news station. And she's got a new book out and blah, 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 blah. And she's like in her 70s, bro.
Yeah.
She is still hot. Like,
that's smash.
If she was not married to the same guy for 40 years, I'd be like, yo.
What's up, girl?
I need a sugar mama.
What's up?
And you need a boy toy.
Yeah, girl. Show me.
Got my own money. I work my own job, so you know I don't need to leech off you. That will. Trying to get into that will. So, trying to get left $1 million like Cartman does, but not blow it all at a theme park. So, but basically, the town is now. Okay, so this was funny with the media. They made fun of the media here with the mayor and how politicians are fake, right? Because
they totally depict her as an idiot.
Yes, totally. Well, she kind of is throughout the whole series. The mayor is kind of an idiot itself, from trying to kill herself to, not heeding Cartman's warning about the goddamn hippies. She's just a fucking idiot. I'm surprised they haven't recasted her, right? Because they brought in basically a new principal in the new seasons.
Right.
Why haven't we got a new mayor? Why haven't we got a vote between a turd and a douche? A turd sandwich and a douche.
Yeah, how did we get a new principal? Oh, well, that's another conversation for a whole new day. The principal got fired, right? She did something stupid.
She was made. It was. I guess you might say fibbed about. It was created. A lie was created that she gave a child a hot Cosby.
That's right. A hot Cosby. A hot Cosby.
So up in the mountains now, they're, like I said, so they got the media, and with the, they're in front of town hall, and the media's like, all right, we're live, in front of South Park, and they're talking about the volcano.
The people of South Park are humble and friendly, but now a ticking time bomb of hot lava waits to engulf these people and end their miserable lives with one last fleeting moment of excruciatingly painful, burning agony.
Hey, I'm on TV! I'm on TV!
Mayor, what are you doing to prepare for this inevitable catastrophe?
All we know right now is that some of our children are camping on that mountain and... I'm sorry, can I start over?
Huh?
You can edit this, right? Ready? 3, 2, 1. All we know right now is that some of our children are up camping on that mountain. We can't do anything until we get them. Okay, people, let's go get those kids!
I go to the mayor, and the mayor's like, she starts her promo, and then stops like a couple sentences and goes, okay, can we restart that over again? Yeah, let's restart that over. And like the guy is like looking at the camera because it says live and everything on the screen. And then she starts going into her fake sobbing. We have to think of the children. We have to save those poor children. Come on, people. Let's go get them. So, now they're on their way up to the mountain to try and save these children. And did you notice the volcano hasn't erupted yet? But there was, a part where they just put, 3 people on the side of the mountain. Just,
yeah, that's right.
Copy-pasted on the side of the mountain. No trails, no depth, no nothing. It was just a picture of a mountain with, basically 3 cardboard figures or paper mache, not made out of paper mache anymore, plastered on the mountain. So, as we mentioned during this scary story, Scuzzlebutt is told of, and now Cartman gets made fun of. They basically make fun of him for telling a scary story that's not really scary.
It's not scary.
So Cartman concocts an idea that he's going to dress up as Scuzzlebutt, and then they're going to get it now. Now, we also failed to mention that Scuzzlebutt's power is that he also weaves wicker baskets. I'm sorry.
Ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink.
Sometimes if you listen in the middle of the night, you can hear Scuttlebutt weaving wicker baskets.
Ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink.
So the boys are, of course, understandably skeptical of that story, so Cartman dresses up as Scuttlebutt in the intent to scare them, only to find himself at the mercy of Ned and Jimbo, who actually end up believing that Scuttlebutt is real. So now they're chasing Cartman around the mountain.
Look! I am Scuzzlebutt, Lord of the Mountains. Behold my Patrick Duffy leg.
What is it?
Dude, it's Scuzzlebutt. Cartman wasn't lying.
Holy crow! We can make a mint killing this thing.
We'll be on the cover of Guns and Ammo.
This calls for some HJ-14.
Those guys are totally scared.
Find the hole!
Holy crap!
Trying to kill him. All of a sudden, Jimbo's got rocket launchers.
Quick, Ned, we need more firepower.
Another HC-14. Just pulls up these giant Star Wars looking rockets or G.I. Joe looking rockets that just launch, and Cartman's having to jump out of the way and whatnot. So that's going on. Now you've got meanwhile now the people are making their way up the mountain, as we mentioned. They're trying to save the boys, and they realize that the volcano is going to explode. So Randy comes up with an idea and says, what we should do is if the volcano explodes, we should build a ditch around the side of the mountain, so that way the volcano will travel down the side and not hit South Park. So, they end up coming up with the idea, half of you go build the ditch, half of you stay here to try and, find the boys. While that's going on, now you've got Officer Barb Brady, who's like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to watch a video on what would happen with volcano lava. So they watched this video from 1954. It's in black and white.
Harbingers of sorrow, natural disasters can be the cause of troubling and undesirable stress, and a volcano is no exception. But what should you do if a volcano erupts near you or your family? Here we see the Stevens family enjoying a Sunday picnic. But suddenly, Dada hears a noise. It's a volcano. Junior seems worried, but have no fear, Junior. Jane learned in school what to do when you hear a volcano erupt. That's right, Jane. Duck and cover.
And they're like, so what are you going to do when a volcano comes? Duck and cover.
That's right. Duck and cover.
It's ridiculous. It's basically making light of those 1950s nuclear bomb videos, right?
Telling kids to save themselves by hiding under it. I always thought those were asinine myself when I was in middle school. And we learned about those and stuff. I was like, that's stupid. Why would I hide under the desk from a nuclear bomb? What is that going to do?
Anything. Like, if the nuke is going to hit your area or that school, it's game over, pal.
You're done.
What you should be doing is be telling your kids, orderly fashion, let's get to the low, like, let's say you're in school, right? Most schools have a lower level, no matter what it is, even if it's a basement or something, or if it's the underground maintenance, right? Get to the lower level. Like, get as underground as you can, not get under your desk. Speaking of lower levels, you're not on Facebook, but I tagged Rome in this, dude. Okay, so there's this billionaire in Georgia. He is selling his underground, like 30, like 5. I can't even explain this. I'm so excited. Okay, so it's like 5 or 6 apartments made up into one underground luxury, like a luxury, like a luxury house. But like with each room or each separate apartment underground being like 800 to 1,000 square feet. But like in total, it's there it is. In total, it's like a 3,000 square foot, 3,600 square foot facility that goes down the elevator underground. It's got like a fucking pool underground. It's got ping pong tables, game rooms, video, theater, 3 kitchens. Bro, it's a fucking underground mansion.
What? What happens if that elevator goes out when you're stuck? When you're down there?
Stairs. There's stairs. Like, actually, there's an elevator to the side and stairs next to it.
Okay.
But, like, dude, wouldn't that be sick to live in?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right, bro. That's what we gotta shoot for. All right, we gotta get our underground mansion. Like, shit go. Like, how cool would it be to live underground? I'm not saying like to live like a troll or something. Yeah. But like, as far as like living away from like people and being extra quiet and like,
so nice.
Like if in the end we're gonna end up underground anyway, we might as well be comfortable while we're doing it, right?
Right. Like I feel like it's gonna happen. Like.
So, like, if something nuclear does come, you're safe. You're underground. You don't ever have to fucking worry. Plus, like, let's be real. If something shit does go down, you can hide underground.
You can go miles below ground. That's the thing.
Bro, we could build, like, underground tunnels and, like, roads and shit. What if there already are?
I think there are. In like, Europe, there's underground cities.
We should ask, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this on Hami Media, the Conspiracy Horsemen. You can check out the Conspiracy Horsemen each and every Wednesday night live on twitch.tv/the Conspiracy Horsemen with Stevie Richards, Ben Hameen, Greek God Papadon, and Big Sal. Of course, we'd like to thank their sponsor, GetAcre. You can go to getacre.com, sign up. You can get a bar of gold. That's right. For $50 a month, you sign up for a subscription. Once you reach the threshold for that bar of gold, they'll fucking send it to you. You'll have a bar of gold and be like, yeah, dog, I'm stacking gold. So go to GetAcre, hit them up on Twitter at @get_acre. Tell them Hami Media Group sent you over and tell them to suck your balls, give you that gold bar. Of course, we also want to thank RussoBrand.com. And, of course, hackerhammy.podbean.com, voicemisery.podbean.com, anchor.fm.com. Thanks for checking out another episode here of Suck My Balls. All right, so let's move on. The story recap.
Jack my balls.
Jack my man. Jack my man. Jack my man. Jack my man. Jack him.
So, Cartman's out in the woods, or he's out hiding. Kyle comes in. He's like, hey, Stan, Cartman's been gone all night. And Stan's like, oh, where did he go to? Or where's my Uncle Jimbo? And he's, Uncle Jimbo's out with Kenny. They're out fishing.
What?
Stan's upset because he wanted it to be his camping trip with his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
Oh, it's so cute.
Poor little Stanny. So they go to find Jimbo and Ned to let them know Cartman's missing. And they're fishing, and they're not even really fishing. They're
blowing them up.
Yeah, it's them throwing grenades into the water. It's like they throw a couple of them and they're like, oh, well, I guess we got to cut this short. And they launch off a fucking rocket that just explodes them into the air. And then all of a sudden they're surrounded by dead fish. And that's when Jimbo's like, man, it smells like dead fish. And I think Kenny said something like along the lines of like, oh, it smells like, rotten pussy is what I think he said.
I think so too.
Like, because that's when he's like, oh, you're a dirty boy, or you are so nasty. I'm making you an honorary nephew. And Kenny's like, thank you. Yeah, or dirty pussy or something, basically, is what he was saying. And look, this show is not suitable for work, nor is this show suitable for kids. And I'm going to make a disgusting joke here, or I'm going to make a disgusting analysis. So I apologize in advance if you are grossed out here for our listeners. Dude, have you ever gone down on a girl and it's just stinky?
Yeah, that's when I abort mission, change direction, and play with the belly button a little bit and make my way back up.
Do you still do the deed?
I mean, well, not with my tongue.
Still do the deed. Come on.
Not with my tongue.
Yo, man, I ain't touching that hole if it's dirty, bro. I'll be doing the raindrop and I'm out. I'll be like, whoop, nope. You need to clean that. You need to clean that VJ. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been with a girl and then she's told, it's been maybe a long day and we're getting hot and heavy and she's going to go down on me. And then just as she's about to go down on me, she goes, go wash your dick. If a girl can tell me to go wash my dick, I feel like,
right?
You got to clean your funk.
There we go. All right, then that's been established. You know what? From this point on, equality right there, baby. If we get to be told to go wash our dick after a stinky day, listen, you go wash those stinky lips, girl.
I mean, it's only fair. I mean,
clean them sugar walls.
I don't want to eat them sugar walls, and they don't want to eat a rotten hot dog.
Nope.
I get it. That's quality right there, ladies and gentlemen. We're progressive here on Suck My Balls. Suck
there.
So, basically, the story reaches its climax now. So the volcano eventually does explode. Actually, I apologize. First, what happens is Jimbo, Ned, they actually are trying to attack Cartman. Eventually, Cartman does get his costume off, and he's like, "Yes,
it's me, you guys. Stop it.
It's me, guys. God damn it, I'm trying to tell you." And then all of a sudden, yes, the volcano does explode. Now, in doing so, there's the three people that are on the mountain. They're like, "Quick, duck and cover!" They duck and cover, and then the volcano.
And then you just see the skeletons floating.
The volcano just eviscerates them, they just burn up. And there's a couple other people who try it as well, duck and cover, and they just get killed. So very stupid people. Okay, use logic. If you're in a situation where where something says you should duck and cover, unless it's like an earthquake, or maybe you should duck and cover under something like a large, building or a bridge. I mean, not on a bridge. You don't do that, but in between a door or something that makes sense. I get that.
Something,
but yeah, but nuclear bomb
under the desk, duck and cover.
Yeah, if there's an active shooter at your school,
duck and cover.
Duck and cover. Might want to duck and cover actually on that one. Or play dead is what they say you should do. Or don't be a pussy and kill them. I mean, you can do that too. I'm just trying to cater all audiences here on Suck My Balls.
Yeah,
we got to be open-minded. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing in your life, but it doesn't matter. Because I try not to bring too much politics here. We don't want to get too much into right. I believe this and I believe that. This is South Park. Suck My Balls. South Park review.
Yeah.
We want to talk about, make fun of everything. So volcano is now coming down the mountain. Right? It does its job. It actually does protect the town. However, where it's built, it separates the town from the actual mountain. So, now the kids who are down the mountain can't get over. They can't get over the top.
So that's when we cue Scuzzlebutt to come on in.
Scuzzlebutt finally makes his appearance, and they're like, "Holy shit, Scuzzlebutt's real!"
Quick, shoot him.
Shoot him. And eventually, Scuzzlebutt, well, he does what Scuzzlebutt said of his tale. He weaves a wicker basket so all the kids and Jimbo and Ned can get safely across the volcano river. So they get across. Somehow Scuzzlebutt eventually gets over there as well. They really don't want to explain that. Maybe he can jump or something.
Maybe. Because, I mean, he did lift him over with a stick, so I guess you can assume that he's really big. So, yeah, he could probably jump.
Maybe he could jump. Maybe he took a log down and walked across it. I mean,
or maybe he made himself a wicker basket. And
who's going to that then? Like, the wicker basket would incinerate inside the lava.
Maybe he just, put it in. I don't know.
He just jumped out or something, like
right? Yeah,
Mario or something, like
maybe. Yeah. So, they get over to the other side, right? To the lava. The town is now saved, and at first they're like, "Hey, where?" The mayor's like, "Where does the lava even go to?" And they go to another shot, and Randy's like, "Oh, I don't know." So they go to another shot. Randy the geologist doesn't think about these things, apparently. And Denver is covered in lava. And they go back to some random guy. And he's like, South Park is saved. Yay. Yeah.
So then all of a sudden they start having a heart-to-heart moment because Scuzzlebutt goes to give the mayor some flowers.
Mayor, what do you have to say about this wonderful outcome?
Well, we owe everything to this friendly yet misunderstood creature. Thank you, Scuzzlebutt.
Friend.
Oh, how sweet.
I did it! I finally killed something!
And they're like,
friend.
And that's when Stan, wow. Stan grows a pair at this point, and he shoots Scuzzlebutt. Not just shoots him, anywhere. Headshot
him.
Headshot right directly to the temple. Boom. Scuzzlebutt pops down. Patrick Duffy's like, oh no.
And that's when Ned learns the error of his ways with guns. I'm never using a gun again. Drops it and shoots Kenny. You bastard!
Only now in the fall I'm just doing seeing what guns can have an effect on people. I'll never shoot a gun again. And then he drops the gun, right? And then, Kenny dies, and then no one says oh my god, bastard in this instance. There was a couple times they teased it in the episode, right? Like, did Kenny actually die in this episode?
Yeah, he got shot.
So that was when he got shot. That's when he died.
Yeah. And then you see the rats chase him.
Right. That was the cue. You're right. Kenny dead, yeah. And then Jimbo's upset at first. Stan, what are you doing? You killed him. There are some things you kill and some things you don't. Do you understand? And Dan's like,
well, make up your mind.
But I just wanted you to be proud of me, like you were with Kenny.
But Kenny's dead now, Stan, and you're always going to be my nephew. And you just can't kill anything. You understand?
Dude, I don't understand hunting at all. Yeah, it's stupid. Let's go watch cartoons.
Yeah, cartoons kick ass.
You just see Cartman. Cartman's like, yeah. We'll make up your mind. And they're like, they're Stanley, some things you kill, some things you don't kill, blah, 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 blah. And Cartman's like, and Stan's like, you know what? Hunting's stupid. Yeah, let's go watch some cartoons.
Yeah, cartoons kick ass.
Cartoons kick ass.
And that's how the episode ends. So overall, I think the story, there was, a couple things that came from it, right? There was the overabundance of hunting and killing animals, and people were just killing animals freely. Not for population control, but for sport, and not even necessarily for sport in the sense where you're going to reuse everything, just for the sheer fact of violence. For violence, yeah,
just to kill something.
So I think South Park definitely, hit on that, in this episode. They kind of go back and forth though, as we will see over the course of the series, where they make fun of the PETA people, but they also make fun of the rainforest people. So they kind of go back and forth on making fun of people who are for and against killing animals. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's pretty funny, and they do it so classy. So no, they're classy about it. I don't know. You know what? Let's scrub that. But yeah, it's so funny how they do go from back to forth, making fun of everybody that either kills or doesn't kill. It's awesome.
What would you rate this episode?
Ooh. So with this,
out of 5 balls, how many balls?
Out of 5 balls,
How many would you suck?
I think I'm gonna have to fit 4. No, I'm gonna fit all 5 balls in my mouth.
Wow!
Because
5 balls.
Yeah, we get our first, Jimbo in here, and then kick ass, and then they're running great for us. I remember screaming that all the time back in the younger days. They're coming right for us.
Right for us. I did use that phrase quite frequently. Yeah, actually, as well. We'll say, yeah, there was a lot of notable one-liners in this episode for sure. I really like the fact as well that they hit on the gun stuff, not just the animal stuff too. Just the ability to even now, I think it's still even more prevalent. Kids are getting guns, and people are shooting in malls and in churches and in at games and at outdoor facilities, and it's just a crazy time that we're living in. It's even funny back in 1997.
They're still,
2017, 22 years later, it's still, or 23 now to be exact, season-wise, it's still a huge issue, gun control. Isn't that crazy? We've gone we went over 2 decades, and this is still an issue in our country, specifically, America.
It's crazy. Matt and Trey are time travelers. Convinced.
Continue to somehow predict what happens, or anytime something major comes out, and if I'm interested in it, I'll let Matt and Trey tell me if it's worth it.
Right? If they come out of nowhere with an episode about World War III or something, I'm like, oh yeah, it's time.
It's time. When they made fun of the Inception movie. Unfortunately, I saw that episode before I saw Inception, so then I went and saw Inception. I was like, "Yep, this movie sucks," because I had already been watching Matt Stone and Trey Parker, because I was just like, "God damn, a taco inside of another taco, inside of a chalupa, inside of a Pizza Hut, inside your mouth." So they seem to predict things and get it right, whether it be Catholic priests, Scientology, and we're going to continue to get even more into that each and every episode right here on the Suck My Balls podcast. As far as how many balls I'm willing to suck and rating this episode today, I'm going to give this a 4. I don't think it's a 5.
That's fair.
It's not one of my all-time favorites, but it's a good one. I know I saw somebody who posted they didn't actually like this episode. So, or not necessarily directly to me, but it was just on Twitter. I was reading different things about South Park, and someone was like, "Oh, going back and watching South Park, and I don't like Volcano." I was like, "It's a fun episode." It was 97. And South Park is always about pushing the envelope.
And you can kind of see in this episode that Matt and Trey are starting to get better at the designing with the computer. There was things about the lava that they weren't sure that they'd be able to make it look like construction paper, which I actually thought it came out looking really good too. So
yeah, I would say as far as visually itself, that they definitely did a lot more special effects in this episode, right?
Yeah,
with the explosion, the animals, and then you've got the lava, and then Scuzzlebutt. I mean, that headshot, like I said, was crazy, very grotesque. His head falls off. So it's
just bleeding,
yeah. All in all, I enjoyed this episode itself. We'll get into the next episode here, which is going to be Big Gay Al's Big Gay. What is it? Boat house.
Big Gay Al's Big Gay Boat Ride.
Big Gay Boat Ride. So I was right. Okay, so that'll be episode 4, and now we'll be officially back on track. So you'll be able to download that episode here in about a week or so. This episode will be released here if you're listening to this episode. That is, it'll be released on. You'll be hopefully listening January 15th and on. But the next episode will be dropped on January 22nd. Seems just to be right to drop it right on Wednesday and right in the middle of the week for your hump day. Get you through your week. Before we go, anything you want to plug, anything you want to talk about, anything at all, what's going on in your mind or in the world of South Park?
No, but let me take back my 5 balls. Let me give it 4.
Oh, changing.
Because, well, yeah, you know, Big Gay Out, Big Gay Boat Ride is one of my favorites, so I'm definitely gonna have to give that a 5. So.
Oh wow! Well, you just gave away Ian's thoughts, but we'll give you a full recap on the next episode. Suck my balls. My name is Matthew Schaffer. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. Once again, you can follow us as a brand, Suck My Balls Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and South Park Pod on Facebook. Email us, suckmyballspod@gmail.com. If you are looking to maybe do a barter situation, something I've been interested in trying to do with my other podcasting, if you have a podcast and you'd like to run an ad on our podcast and let us run an ad on your podcast, email us or tweet us or message us. Let us know. We'd definitely be down to swap and build our community together. We are an entertainment podcast, so we can really advertise anything, and you can put it anywhere. So, of course, we want to thank our network distributors as well. We're still waiting to get approval. It's January 9th, as we're recording this episode, Ian, for next week. And we still have not been approved on iTunes yet. Still haven't been approved on Stitcher, Google Play. I don't know if it's the holidays. What the heck's taking so long? I'm getting to the point where I'm about to go in there and just start manually doing everything. I'm getting, kind of, upset with it. But we do want to thank Hami Media Group and Voices of Misery Podcast, who are available on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Google Play. So we are still on those outlets. You can download us there, subscribe to those podcasts, and of course, join us next week as we go down the road each and every week down to South Park and, check my bad.
Thanks, guys.
And now these humble people can rejoice and celebrate their jovial victory over nature. I'm getting word that the chef of the school cafeteria wants to sing a song about this thrilling struggle of humanity.
Baby, every time that we kiss, hot lava. Every time that we make love, that's lava, hot lava. Lava so hot it makes me sweat. Lava so warm and red.
Suck my balls. 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 Suck my balls.